All right, so welcome to the 22nd episode of the How to Build a Black Nation with Power podcast. This podcast is about understanding and bringing together the many pieces of our empowerment and freedom puzzle under one unified umbrella as much as possible to ensure we don't become a permanent underclass in the country that was built on the backs of our ancestors. We want to take into consideration what our people have done and what so many are currently doing, like the three people here with us tonight, so that we can let our people know that our empowerment and freedom march is most certainly not starting at square one. My name is Tamani Mwandani. I'm the founder of the Black Gold Nation. I'm a direct product of the Shrines of the Black Madonna's efforts since 1953 to liberate and save Black people by building a nation within this nation. The Black Gold Nation is headquartered in Houston, Texas, which is where I am. The podcast is titled How to Build a Black Nation with Power because we, the Black Gold Nation, are trying to get our people to understand that this is possible. Having our own nation within this nation is possible, like so many other groups have, but for us to do it, we got to have three things. We have to have a firm foundation by which we are based, and the Black Gold Nation is based on a church I was a member of called the Shrines of the Black Madonna that started in 1953 in Detroit, Michigan. We have to have a spiritual connection, and spirituality is not the same thing as religion, two different things. We got to have a spiritual connection with a higher power, and we absolutely must be spiritually connected to one another. That way, by having that connection, we'll be able to identify the Black people from the niggas. We like Chris Rock. We love Black people. We hate niggas. Two separate groups. And the last thing we absolutely must have is leadership. And that's why we're having this national leadership election, and that's why we're here now. We absolutely must know what we're doing because we're facing a lot and we're hundreds of years behind. So we don't have time to find people and send them to school and then have them go get a job to get some experience. We don't have that kind of time. We got about 8 to 12 years before the new America emerges. And if we're not ready to be self-sufficient, again, permanent underclass. I think America is moving toward a caste system that's like India. Whatever caste or class you're born into, that's what class or caste you're going to die in, because there's absolutely no way to get out. And of course, we want to prevent that. But the only way we're going to prevent it is if we put something in motion that's going to take care of our people, protect our people, and allow us to do our own thing as we see fit. So tonight, we're going to deal with three of those areas of nation building, which is youth education, information technology, and community agriculture development. Tonight's guests are a part of our 7th group candidate interview. Sister Nina Frazier is a candidate for our youth education division. Brother Gifford Brown is a candidate for our information technology department. And Sister Arah Anderson Fisher is a candidate for our community agricultural development division. So before we get into the questions, I want to first say thank you guys for taking time to be here. Brother Gifford, Sister Arah, 24 hours ago, what the hell is a Tamani? What is that? You guys did not know me, and you still don't know me, but I'm hoping and praying that I will make a good impression and you stay. So I thank you guys for responding to the initial message. I thank you for the communications we had going back and forth. And of course, I thank you guys for being here, because God knows you didn't have to be here, but you saw something in what I was trying to do in my words or whatever, and you are here, and that matters. And Sister Nina and I have been connected for, I think, at least 2 years. It may be more than that. So she knows about me, the Black Gold Nation, what we've been trying to do. So she's been supporting us for a minute. So I want to start by saying thank you guys very much for being here, because being here matters. Like one brother said night before last, in our interview, we got to get past the barbershop and beauty salon talk, because everybody's a revolutionary in the barbershop. Everybody's Malcolm X at the beauty salon. Everybody's a Black Panther. We got to get beyond that talk, and we got to stop talking about what we've done in the past. Yeah, we built the pyramids. We know that. Are we going to build some more pyramids? Are we going to get beyond that talk of what we've done and do that again? And of course, all of that starts with having the right people. So with that, I'm going to hear a little bit from everybody as far as your backgrounds. And I do want to stress that try to keep your answers to the point and brief, because we do have a set of questions to get through, and we don't want to be here all night, as much as I love Black people. All right, so first question. The first question is, let me hear a little bit about your background. Sister Nina first, then Sister Arah, then Brother Gifford. I'm sorry, Brother Gifford, sisters always go first. That's how it is. Sister Nina, you first. Let me hear a little bit about you, your background, and why you're here.
Okay, thank you so much, Brother Tamani. So I have been in education for over 25 years. When I came out of college, I first went in New York City. I went into special ed education and I stayed in that field for about a good 15 years. And then I moved on to become a vocational counselor in working with developmentally disabled young adults. When I left New York, before I left New York, I started substitute teaching because I just wasn't happy with the education system and what I was seeing within the system. As a substitute teacher, it gave me the abilities to travel around to different communities and work in different schools. So therefore, I was able to see the total difference in how children are treated in one area or one neighborhood compared to another, and the resources that are given to children, or how they are promoted to chase their dreams depending on the areas that they reside in. So because of that, it started to, show me more on how children are conditioned or led down paths as to who's going to be the president of an organization or who's going to be the janitor.
Right.
So when I moved to North Carolina, when I was about closer to 30, I moved to North Carolina and I applied to become a teacher there, but the education system in North Carolina is worse than New York. So I decided to go into subbing. And the reason why I chose that path was because when they offered me a position as a teacher, you had to sign a waiver stating that you would not participate in protest. You would not, that you would not,
Wow.
because, North Carolina is not about unions and they're not about community. So when I saw that waiver, I asked some of the teachers, because I had been subbing for a few years, like, did you sign this? Especially, the teachers of color. Did you sign to give up your right to protest and be parts of unions? Like, that's the only way Black people get change in this country. Yeah. And what would North Carolina do if all of you refuse to sign this paper? Are they going to fire all the teachers? So that led me to see how, the system is structured to keep us down and not seek our truth and only follow the path they want us to be on. So that led me to continue to substitute teach for about a good 10 years. And then I started my own school, homeschooling program called Sankofa University there in North Carolina. And I started working, and then I built my own nonprofit and started teaching in the neighborhoods on my own through the community centers. Because like you said, Brother Tamani, and what really attracted me to you is that we can't sit around waiting for people to bring forth change for us and think that the people who are oppressing you are going to teach you how to, going to save you or show you the path to saving yourself. So as I kept hearing more parents saying, oh, they don't teach us our history, they don't teach us this, I told them, and they never will. And that's how I started doing my own classes to teach our histories on the weekends in the community centers. And then I built my nonprofit, Nina's Flowers, which was focusing on changing the way we think, making us more independent and trying to encourage us to become the change we seek, and also teach people how to go forth and stop trying to be equal to those who are beneath us, but bring them up to our level, and stop giving people your power and then begging for it back. So I just decided that I was going to stop working in school systems and within a system that's keeping us down, and try to build my own. And that's how I came across Black Gold Nation, just seeking like-minded individuals doing like-minded things, because unfortunately, I've been trying to work with people our whole lives doing these things. And a lot of people are out for their own self. They want to see their names in lights. It's not about bringing us up as a collective. And that's how I, started seeking and found people like you. So right now I'm in Washington, the state of Washington. I moved here 2.5 years ago as a social worker. And that's now I'm in the social service field, so I can get an understanding of what children in foster care go through. And so my passion has always been empowering and educating the children and connecting our children and youth to empower the community.
Okay, quick question. You said Nina's Flowers. I've been calling you Nina. Is it Nina?
So I'm named after my grandmother and great grandmother.
Give me the quick answer now. Give me the quick answer.
Yes. So Nina is my name, but Nina, people say Nina too. So I differentiate. Nina's Flowers is the organization, and Nina is correct to call me Nina.
So you don't prefer Nina? You prefer Nina?
No, I prefer Nina.
Nina, okay, cool. All right, cool.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it. All right, Sister Arah. You muted. You're muted.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Her connection's not good. Okay, Brother Gifford, while she works on her connection, which is gonna be an issue, let's give us that intro, brother.
My name is Gifford Brown, U.S. Army veteran. Got out the military, started learning a little bit more about IT. Went back to school for it, and I've been in the field about 9 years. Almost 10 years. And I love to see people of color, Black people, in IT because IT is what motivates and changes the world. No matter, I mean, it is a huge component of it. So, like Sister Nina said, we have been behind, and we have been behind for many, many years. So, getting with like-minded people can help, like can help cannonball that change.
Right.
So, it's not about me, it's about us.
Yeah.
We team. So that is the message I'm trying to convey, and that is what I want to be a part of. Whether it's my team, her team, their team, it's totally irrelevant.
Right.
I just want to be part of the change, the global change that has to happen for the world. But here in America, definitely it has to happen because we are hundreds of years behind. And
no doubt, brother.
I have definitely seen, like Sister Nina said, differences in class. My daughter even asked me, she said, Daddy, we're not like regular Black people. She was 12 years old.
Hmm.
She's 17 now.
And what aspect of IT are you in? What do you do?
Desktop support, server administration. I'm learning more about the cloud side now, Azure and Amazon Web Services.
So, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sister Arah, are you back? She frozen? Sister Arah going once?
I'm back. I'm gonna get it quick. So just no, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah. So go ahead. You want to give us your intro real quick?
Yes, my name's Arah Anderson. I am in agriculture. I'm a second generation farmer, but I stopped farming when I came into foster care, moved to the city. We had a house fire during the pandemic, had to throw my kids over the second floor, and I had a aha moment. We almost lost our lives, but I seen that nobody was coming to save us. We lost our house. We have been paying rent 6 years, $1,400 a month. Didn't think we had money to do anything. We just paid our bills, handled our business. We walked with our eyes wide shut. After the pandemic, the housing market went crazy.
Yep.
Everybody tried to find us a place. We couldn't find a place. So what I did, I went to get a house from the city. The city gave me all kinds of pushback, and I pushed back. I've been hard-headed all my life. You got to tell me no like 20 times, and then I'll come back again. So I uncovered some things that was going on with the city. I got my house. I brought through lots. We're farming those lots. I actually have a bid in on 3 more lots. When I did this, it was so hard to do. Lots of days I was crying when I got all my no's. And I said to myself, not another Black woman, not another Black man would have to go through this. I was given the education. I take it as college, a crash course, so I could help my folks. So now I'm starting a non-for-profit. I can help them with everything they need to do to go through the city, to get these lots, to get these houses. We can get it. I bought the house. It's 13 bedrooms, 3 lots next to it, $3,000. Why can't you do it? Why can't my sister do it? Everybody can do it. It's just the proper paperwork. So that's what I'm here for. The reason why I couldn't get you yesterday, because I just finished a solar panel class. Solar panel, they want us to come sell you a $40,000 solar panel bunch. I'm not doing that. I'm doing not-for-profit. I want to teach you how to get you one panel and how to grow that panel. I need you to sustain yourself.
That's
I
right.
need us to be able to take care of ourselves. We don't need to come beg for food. I don't need to come beg you for lights. I don't need to come beg you for water. I need to be able to take care of my family. And I'm a country girl. I said, man, our kids don't know how to fish. We know how to fish. We know how to do all the stuff.
Ah. Shoot. Okay, Sister Arah, once, twice. All right, gotta move on. All right, Brother Gifford, since you gotta go in a few, I'm gonna ask you this question first. What are you most passionate about? Brother Gifford, what are you most passionate about? And then you, Sister Nina.
Learning, developing, and sharing information, knowledge, to be self-sufficient as a whole, as a people, and to do as much as I can to get my people out of the trenches.
Amen. All right.
My people, not the niggas. The niggas can go to hell.
Yes,
My
sir.
people. The niggas can go to hell because I'm tired of dealing with niggas.
That's right.
Black people, people of color, melanated, whatever you want, us woke people, you know, all the aunts there.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. Yes, sir.
I saw it. So yeah, and I agree with you. Spirituality is totally different than religion.
Amen. Thank you, brother. Okay, Sister Nina, what are you most passionate about?
I'm most passionate about truth. I tell people that I am a truth warrior all day, every day. We need to teach our children the truth. We need to teach our children how to defend their truth, because we allow this country and other people to tell us who we are, where we came from, what our history is, and that is not our truth. That's their stories.
That's right.
And we need to teach our children to not shy away when they hear things that are not truthful or don't sit right with them, because I've always challenged the system. I was the one sitting in Sunday school as a child, like, wait, that don't make no sense. This is not feeling right. And then when they would give me the answer, when I would ask a question and I would get the answer because it's in the Bible. Well, my spirit would tell me that's not an answer. Yeah. So I want to teach our youth how to seek your truth and know from within, be in tune with your spirit, because the truth is within you, and you know when you hear wrong or when it's BS. Right. And don't be scared to call people on it. I don't care if they're an adult. Like I teach my children, when you're in class and you hear something that ain't right, you know your mama got your back. So you call, as long as you're respectful, call them out, because they don't know our truth. It's up to you to educate those about us, not allow them to try to tell you who you are, because they don't know. They don't know the half. Right. So I'm all about instilling that power within our people, to not look for power outside from other forces, and be able to stand in our truth and defend it.
Yeah. And we got to remember that the same people that miseducated us are also miseducated as well. So I'm glad you made that point, because we got to teach them too, because they don't know either. They don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, cool. Next question, brother Gifford. Why are you here? Why are you here? And why are you open to being a candidate to lead Black people in IT? Why are you here? Why are you open to leading Black people in IT?
I'm here because I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of us being so far behind. I'm here as a candidate, hopefully to help promote change. Yeah. Change the world. So that's why I'm here.
Cool. Amen. Thank you, brother, for that nice brief answer. Okay, Sister Nina, why are you here? Why are you open to being a candidate?
The reason I'm here is because I love your approach and the fact that you've lived this life that you're trying to create for our people. Yep. It is a life that I've been trying to create to show them we can do this. We can have our own communities and our own neighborhoods, and we can uplift each other together, as long as we are working together for the same common goals.
Right.
And your heart and spirit are truly for bringing our people together, not promoting your own self.
Right.
And I feel that with, communicating with you and the other people within this group. And that is why I'm here, because people like us have to connect across this country in order to uplift our people and knock out them, N words y'all be using.
Yeah, amen. And that's a good point, sister, because we got to keep in mind that we're going to have disagreements. We're going to have arguments, but as long as we do it with love and respect, we can get through it. I tell people that if we can agree on 3 things, we're Black, we're oppressed, and we seek to end this oppression. And like Brother Gifford said, I don't care if you don't like the word Black. ADOS, FBA, Hebrew Israelite, African descendant, Moor, melanated, Alpha and Omega, tribe of Judah, whatever. Like Brother Gifford said, same people, right? Same people. So if we can agree that we are Black, or we're all one people, we are oppressed and we want to end this oppression, then we can get through what we need to get through and we can keep it moving. Of course, it's not going to be perfect. Of course, it's not going to be easy. But what choice do we have? Again, no one is going to do this for us, so we absolutely must do it for ourselves. So, Sister Arah, you back. Unmute.
Yes, I'm back. I don't know
All right.
what happened.
It's okay. We're going to jump into the next question. So give me your quick, brief answers. What are you most passionate about? What are you most passionate about? And why are you open to being a candidate in this election?
I am most passionate about teaching and educating everybody, unlearning what we learned wrong.
That's right.
What was the other one?
Why are you open to being a candidate?
I'm open to being a candidate because I come with a big following.
Okay.
I'm a good leader. People follow me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that my eyes are wide open now because they were wide shut. I was leading folks the wrong way.
Amen.
So, and now I'm leading them the right way.
Yeah.
To be able to sustain. So, yeah.
Okay. And where are you, by the way? What city and state?
St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis, Missouri. And Brother Gifford, where are you?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
Austin, right.
Texas metro area.
Okay, well, you close to me. I'm in Houston. And Nina, you are in. Don't tell me. Is it Yakima?
That you got it.
Yakima. Yep. Yeah, I think my brother used to live there. Yakima, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, my brother used to live there a few years ago. I'm like, what the hell is a Yakima? I thought he was lying. They never please call no damn Yakima.
That's what when they called me with the job offer, I said the same thing. Yakima.
You lying? What you trying to do to me? All right, I gotta go to the next question because Brother Gifford don't have a lot of time left. Okay, Brother Gifford, next question, brother. As a candidate for your respective area, what do you hope to bring to the National IT Department? And when you leave, what kind of department do you want to leave for the person that's coming after you? What do you want to bring to that department? In 4 years, because it's a 4-year office, 4 years from now, what kind of department do you want to leave for the next person?
To bring to the department unity, promote that we're all working at this goal together.
Okay.
And to leave the department in a lot better shape than it was when I got there. And
Amen.
forward thinking, like, okay, sometimes you have to break a few eggs to bake the cake.
That's right.
You're going to screw up some things. That's just the way it is. You can't avoid that. But as long as you're not doing major screw ups, you're not taking down networks for 5 hours and all that. So, we're gonna make some mistakes, but just understand, we can get through it together.
Right. Amen. Okay, Sister Arah, what do you want to bring to the National Community Agriculture Development Department, and what do you want to leave for the person coming after you?
I want to bring education. I want to leave a blueprint. So when the next person comes behind me,
yep, it's
seamless. It's easy. You just step into the position and get to work. I don't mind doing all the hard work, the groundwork, putting it together, and letting the glue come and stick. I definitely just want to make it easy for the next person behind me.
Amen. Awesome. Awesome. Sister Nina, what are you bringing to this department, and what do you want to leave for the next person?
Well, hopefully I want to bring structure and education platform and unity amongst the elders teaching the youth, but also open the mind of elders to know that we can learn a lot from our youth as well. And because we have a lot of elders that are really closed-minded and don't listen to children, we have that motto, children should be seen and not heard. But a lot of these youth, when you give them the opportunity, have some great ideas with pushing us forward, and especially with unifying us within this country. I hope to leave a blueprint that can continue to push educational truth and the importance of history and knowing your culture, because then we wouldn't be confused, like how we're calling ourselves Blacks and all these other things. We are Nubian people kissed by the sun. That's what we were originally called, and if we could just get on the same page, the information is out there. Just teach our children how to find it, like what the Dewey Decimal System is and things of that nature, and reading real books. And I hope to save books too, because that's important for our history.
To read real books. We're not gonna read no fake books. We're gonna read the real books.
Well, as a teacher, what I mean by real books is like not online books that people can go in and change around.
That's holding your hand books. Okay.
Yes, like books that you can highlight and write notes in, where you can help broaden your mind. Yes.
Amen. And of course, we want to get to the point where we are creating our own books and our own curriculum as well. That it'll make it a lot easier to teach the truth if we are having our own books. Okay, Sister Nina, the next question is for you, Sister Nina. The proper education of our youth, of course, is critically important to our forward progress and our survival. What do you think is Black people's greatest need in youth education, and how can you help with that need?
I think Black people's greatest need is researching and understanding how to research and look up information, not just take what's given to you as your truth, because what's given to you is given to you by a corrupt system. So I hope that when we're educating our people, we are structuring them to understand that this country is a corporation and they're making a profit off of you. So everything that they do is to profit off of you, not for you to, not for you and your family to grow. So I'm hoping that we can teach ourselves to be educated, to grow as a people, to better ourselves, and not to better the profit-seeking companies of America.
That's right. Amen. All right. Sister Arah, next question for you. Regardless of how powerful and awesome Sister Nina in youth education is going to be, if we can't feed the youth as well as ourselves, we're not going to accomplish much anyway. Because, as awesome as something might be, if you're hungry, you're not going to focus. So, Sister Arah, what do you think our greatest need is in the area of agriculture, and what do you bring to the table to help facilitate that need and close that gap?
Okay, the greatest need, I really believe people, first of all, have to educate themselves on the trauma. People don't want to go, our people don't want to think about farming because there's trauma on the land. When we think about the land, we think about slavery, we think about how our family members, so there's trauma on the land, but they have to understand the land is the gold, the land is the money. When you have that, you have the power. So they have to learn about, look, I just completely went blank because my baby opened the door. They have to learn to I'm sorry, ask me the question again because I just completely went blank. I'm sorry.
What is our greatest need in agriculture, and what do you bring to the table to help with that?
Oh, okay. It's education. So once we need to learn that we don't need the land anymore. We can do urban agriculture. We need to grow right where we are. We can grow on our front porch. We can get funding for it.
That's right.
And I bring the education of how to get the funding, how to get the money, how to get the grants, how to write the business plans for it, how to get the farm numbers and the insurance. That's what I bring.
Awesome. And it's good that you bring that, because a part of our program and our strategy is to seriously take control of so much vacant space in our own communities. We got hundreds, if not thousands of acres of land in our own communities that we don't see anymore because there's a bunch of junk there. We don't realize, like you just said, that land is gold and nobody is making any new land. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because we're gonna have to capitalize on it. So make your comment quick, because I gotta get to Brother Gifford.
Oh, no, go ahead.
And Brother Gifford has to go. That's what I'm trying to get through because I don't want him to leave.
No, go ahead.
Brother Gifford, if this is your last question, cool. If not, then we'll just keep going. So, Brother Gifford, you heard Sister Nina and Sister Ara's responses, correct?
Correct.
Cool. So how can your expertise in IT help with both those responses?
So definitely you need the book formal education. We also have to eat. So there's no doubt about that. The IT part helps connect that. And so hey man, let's try out this new formula to grow things at a faster rate. Or, when you're in the education system, even though I agree with you, Sister Nina, the Dewey Decimal System is great, but some kids will probably never ever read a book. Like my baby daughter, she doesn't read books. She likes, the Kindle. She likes things on the tablet, and I see so many kids like that. Even in school now, they're giving them Chromebooks.
Yep.
They hardly ever go in the library anymore. So technology will help connect everything. So, Sister Nina, you're on mute.
What'd you say?
Oh no, I wasn't trying to interrupt you. Go ahead,
okay.
brother. I'm sorry.
I saw your lips move, so I was like, "Oh, you're on mute." But technology can help connect all those. It can help connect those three industries, those three fields. So, yeah. And also in IT, you learn a lot of IT people. They have very, very rigid personalities.
Okay.
Short, but they can't talk their way out of a wet paper bag. They just can't. Yeah, and they just rigid. So yeah, that's why I'm totally different from most of those guys.
Okay, it's 8:48. You got to go.
Yeah, I pick up a night shift, so I got to start at 23.
Okay, so what we do, brother, I'll give you the option of I can either send you the questions, you can make your own video, or we can just have you back for another group interview. However you want to do it, I'm open. So just let me know.
Okay, yeah, you can send me questions, out video and everything. So
that'll work. Beautiful. Okay, brother. Thank you for your time. Have a good night. Don't work too hard.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Take care. I like that. Okay, brother. Take care.
Look, they know what time it is.
Amen.
They know what time it is. We are spiritual now.
All day. All day. Yes, sir. Right. Cool. Okay. Next question is for Sister Nina. Sister Nina, why do you think Black people aren't already doing what you said we need to do in education? I asked you what do you think the greatest need is, and when you gave me your answer, my next question is why do you think we're not already doing that thing? That question makes sense?
Why aren't we already making the steps that we need to free ourselves? Is that what you're asking?
Kind of. I asked you to tell me our greatest need in youth development. That was the previous question. And you gave me your answer. Now my question is, why do you think we aren't already doing that? Why do you think that need is so great? And why aren't we already doing it? Go ahead.
Because we have been conditioned and brainwashed
to
believe into a system that doesn't believe in us. Right. And we continue to chase after falsified dreams. Like, for instance, I wish the brother who just left was here. The reason my lips was moving when he made the point about Kindle and what they give them in school, that is one of the things I left education, because they don't want children reading books or holding and seeing words on a paper or holding a pen and a pencil. I had a big problem, the past 2 years with this online learning when children are doing everything digitally and on screen because your mind and your brain are not connecting when you're writing or reading. So society is pushing us into making us dumber and dumber. They're dumbing us down more and more. And we are conditioned to believe that because we can maybe, buy a certain brand of sneakers or a certain pocketbook, that we have equality and we don't need to fight anymore. And that we're no longer in the battle. I have one of my statements is Black people are the only ones on the battlefield thinking we on a playground. We don't realize that we're still at war and we're still being, slaughtered and killed, and we still need to protect and take care of ourselves. We have this false idea that we are, treated as equal or are equal,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't realize, that we are still at the bottom, like you say, of the barrel,
Yep.
treated worse than any and everybody. And so many of us have accepted that role in that place because we think that these people, some mystery people was born that, has all this power that can tell us who we are and define where we need to be in life.
Right. Yeah, you give us too much credit. I don't even say we're on the battlefield. We don't even know that. We don't even know that battle's going on. So you give us too much credit.
No, I said we on the playground. I said we the ones. There's a battlefield, and we the only ones playing like it's a playground. We don't even, like you said, we don't know we on the battlefield.
I got you. Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, Sister Arah. Why I asked you what our biggest issue was in agriculture. You said education. So my question to you is, why do you think we're not properly educated in agriculture?
Purposely. They don't want us to learn agriculture. We are a threat if we can take care of ourselves.
There you go.
We make the world go round. They want us to stay consumers. They want us buying everything, throwing our money away.
That's right.
Without us, the world is not working for them.
That's right. That's right. And we have to keep that in mind because America's greatest export is Black culture, and we don't control any of it. And it's what we produce. So it's like what you said, Sister Arah. I say this all the time. This would be a boring ass planet if we weren't on it. Everything we do, we take to another level. Even if it's some crap like sagging pants. Everybody wants to sag pants because Black people are doing it, and we make everything funky, right? So if we ever got serious about empowerment, liberation, salvation, freedom, then the grassroots world will follow us as we do that as well. And that's why it's so important that we find the right people so we can move forward and build. Next question. Go ahead.
No, I was going to tell you this. I've been doing my ancestry, and I started digging up. And you can get an ancestry, getting all the paperwork, all the Black people's land that has been taken.
Oh, I mean, girl. It's millions.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
It's been caught up in wills and everything, right? So I've uncovered that one of my aunts sold land in Texas. She didn't sell land; she sold the mineral rights. There were eight siblings. They never talked to them. So guess what? Give it back.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Give it back.
And that's not only something that they did to us, steal millions of acres of land, but of course they did it to the Native Americans. They did it to people in Africa. They do it to colonize. It is what they do.
It's what they do.
And we gotta, when Sister Nina's talking about education, that education is across the board. We gotta understand the level of evil that we're dealing with. They've never meant us any harm, but we keep expecting them to not be evil when all they've shown us is evil.
Because we've been taught to turn the other cheek, remember? Turn the other cheek.
Yeah, that's why we don't do religion. All right, next question. Okay, next question is for both of you, but Arah, I want you to go first. It will do us, Black-owned nation, no good to focus on the empowerment and freedom of the adults and not have something for the youth to do at the same time. So your primary responsibility, Sister Arah, is going to be to help Black people realize how we can grow our own food in our own communities. That's what the adults are going to be learning, but we got to teach the youth as well. So my question is, how are you going to teach the youth as you are teaching the adults?
Okay, I'm already working on that.
Well, come on.
Started a nonprofit about you could get more money if you're working with the youth. And I seen during COVID, my kids came home from school. Mama, the teacher said you need to get your COVID vaccine. The teacher needed, and we need to get our COVID vaccine. And I said, what? They start with the kids because the kids work on the adults.
That's right.
So the new thing with farming it's hydroponics.
Okay.
We got to start teaching the hydroponics they're growing in shipping containers because the land has been taken up. So they're kind of creative. So we have to get them up to speed to what's going to be in their generation with this IT. The IT is directly connected with the hydroponics. They're not growing from the ground. They're growing with the water and they're putting vitamins in the water. But listen, if nobody's teaching this, we won't know. Black folks won't know. We have to be intentional with our learning. This is something you need to know. We need a handbook. Big Mama's gone, Grandpa gone. They used to teach. We need the handbook. What do we do? What do we do? Because we have we've got a learning gap. Something missing. It's Big Mama and Papa. Now it's it's Nana and Grandma that are not teaching. So we
Yeah.
got to get back to teaching, but we got to teach the new stuff. So hydroponics is what we're going to start working on with our youth.
Amen. Amen. And there's another one is an what's a vertical growing hydroponics and aquaponics. Yeah, we got to teach that as well.
Aquaponics. And guess how cheap and easy it is. If you can buy a $300 shipping $3,000, or you can get on the auction and get them. You can stack those up. I can teach you how to do the solar panel.
That's right.
And
Okay.
you can be growing and making money.
Cool. All right. I love it. Okay, Sister Nina, your focus is, of course, youth education. So I got to flip the question for you. As you are getting the youth ready to take over the world, because we need to, how are you going to prepare the youth? I'm sorry, how are you going to prepare the adults to work with the youth as they seek to educate our youth? Or how you going to get more adults to help you do what you're trying to do with our kids?
Well, educating the youth and adults, I do it as one unit because we have a lot of adults out there that need educating too because they've been miseducated.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think what we need to do when we come to education, we need to stop separating, like educate as a family, like in one house. Don't have the ages separated because a young person may grasp something, quicker than an adult and may be able to explain it to the adult so that they can catch on to it better than the teacher was able to explain it.
Okay.
I think that when we structure our education system, we need to incorporate what is useful for daily living in life, like take out algebra and things that are not needed and put in agriculture, and financing. And then we need to tie our children and youth together. Our children and adults together with teaching, because you have adults that can't read and write.
Sure.
So I think we need to test people on where their knowledge is, not based on their age, but based on their learning skills and what they know, and then design educational plans based on where those people fall into place and what they need, because then that'll keep people more involved in learning and they won't be bored. And then we put people on paths like how they do in foreign countries. Everybody don't just go to school and learn. Like from birth, they put you on a path like you're going to be an engineer. Like you show interest in farming, you're gonna, and we'll put you on a farming. And you show, your technology, and we put you on that path. And I think if we switch our education to focus on people's natural talents, we would be able to build stronger, nations.
I think that's a very good point, because something that I want us to start doing. Hopefully we can start doing it next year. And it is right along the lines of what you just said, Sister Nina. I want us to test all of our youth, ages 3, 4, and 5, so we can find out, what is this child naturally good at? What is this child born to do, right? And then we surround that child with adults who have the same natural gifts.
Exactly.
So they can grow up knowing it's okay to have dreams, because dreams are powerful if you know how to interpret that dream. It's okay to be smart. It's okay to know how to fight. I got 3 kids. My oldest is a girl, middle daughter, and my son. My middle daughter, born warrior. She will get with you in a heartbeat. The oldest one is a diplomat. She want to talk about it. Then she'll get with you. My middle daughter, she ain't talking about much of nothing. If you want to go, let's go. And my son is between the two. So we got to test our kids to know what their natural gifts are. And then we can surround them with adults so they'll know it's okay to be like it's okay to have a higher emotional intelligence. That's a gift. And you were born to do something with that gift, and you got the right people that are raising you that you can be everything you're supposed to be. So what you just said, that's key, and it's a part of our programs. It's a very, very, very good answer. Thank you for that. Okay, so the next question for you. Yeah, next question. All right. So the Black Nation's leadership selection process for all the candidates ends the last day this month. Ideally, Sister Arah, you are going to have 5 to 7 people working with you in your cabinet. So if you win the Community Agricultural Development Division, you are over that cabinet nationally. You're going to have 5 or 7 people who were also running, who didn't win. That's going to be a part of your tribe, your personal team. So what are going to be the first 1, 2, 3 step marching orders that you're going to give your new national cabinet to get Black people on the right path to agricultural development in the community?
I need them to know all the rules and the regulations and what's going on with USDA in their area.
Okay.
I need them to just really familiarize themselves. So when we go out and we knock this thing out, we need to know what we're talking about at
That's
first.
right.
Not what our grandma taught us and what everybody we need to know so we can be effective. So
Yeah.
that's the first thing.
Okay.
I need you to take some some classes, or I could teach.
Yeah.
And I'm on a group to teach, but
Okay.
just know what we're talking about so we can be effective the right way.
That's right.
And to be able to help the masses.
Yep. And that's a good point, because oftentimes, Sister Arah, we fall short because we don't know how things work. And this goes back to what Sister Nina said. We fall short because we don't know how things work, because so many of us don't know how to read, or we read on a very low level. And that can be difficult and embarrassing if you're an adult and you don't know how to read. But we got to get through that, which is why the education of the youth and the adults is so important. So thank you. I like that answer. Sister Nina, same question for you. You won the youth education part of the election. You have 5 to 7 adults who are part of your cabinet to educate Black youth nationwide. What is going to be your first set of marching orders, your first set of directives for your new cabinet to help educate Black kids around the country?
So my first set of marching orders would be for us to get to know each other, those people within that cabinet,
That's right.
and what our ideas of an educational plan is.
That's right.
So that we can bring those ideas together to create one national plan. I don't think that different states should have different educational rules.
Sure.
Or and I see this because, I lived in a couple of different states. So when I transferred my children, like when we moved here from North Carolina, the children here in Washington were so much further ahead. Or let's even just go back to North Carolina. When I moved from one side of town to another and transferred my children into schools, the school my children went into, it was kind of backwards from the school they came from. So they had already learned the things that was in like my daughter's old school. And then, so they were repeating things that they were learning things she hadn't learned. And then she learned, it was just crazy. Like you're in the same state and you're not following the same curriculum. And one school is teaching, Z through A, and the other school's teaching A through Z. So children are not being taught on the same level, and they're not given, the same resources and information. So I want to come up with one national plan where we are like testing the children, finding out where they are, and then starting them on being successful in life. On the same, I guess, come up with a national curriculum.
Okay.
So I would sit down with them and come up with a national curriculum that's focused on foreign language, financing. So we would put a plan together that would create successful outside of the box thinkers, critical thinkers. Thank you. Critical thinkers is the word I was looking for. So we would come together as a group to put together a national curriculum to promote independent thought and critical thinking skills.
Okay. Next question is for you, Sister Nina, and then Sister Arah. So, Sister Nina, after the election, you have your cabinet. You guys are working on putting together a national curriculum for youth, but you're also going to have 15 to 20 teams of Black people from 15 to 20 different cities going back to their hometowns to do this Black Gold Nation thing. But one person on every team is going to say, I want to represent youth education per the Black Gold Nation's mission. So you got 15 to 20 teams around the country. One person is going to say on every team around the country, different cities, I want to represent the youth. Same question, but instead of you giving marching orders to your cabinet, what are you going to tell these individuals on the ground in these different cities? What are going to be your first set of marching orders for them? You got teams on the ground around the country, and one person is going to say, I want to represent the youth. What are you going to have that person do to get things going in that particular city?
Well, I'm going to have that person go out and get to know the youth they want to represent. You have to build a trusting relationship with the youth in order for the youth to follow you. that's how I built the rapport I did with when I worked in middle school.
Okay.
These children know they're being lied to. They,
Okay.
they know that, we feeding them with a bunch of hogwash that's not going to get them, what they need in life and surviving, especially in, lower income brackets.
Yeah.
So you need to let the children know that you're there to hear them.
Mhm.
So you need to build that relationship and that trust with them, because that's the only way they're going to follow you.
Okay.
And
All
you
right.
have to let them know that you respect them and what they bring to the table. You're not just there to bark orders at them, but you're there to help them, give them the leadership skills so they can help lead other children.
Okay.
And when you build that in children, that confidence in them to go out and lead the ones coming behind them,
Mhm.
you build this security, this trust, because they're so used to telling people telling them, or the
What to
system
do.
telling them
Yeah.
what they can't do, or
Right.
how to do. No one ever asked them, well, what's your ideas? How are you going to help? So
Yeah.
I think it's important for whoever's going to be the leader to build that rapport with the youth that they're working with,
Okay.
first and foremost.
All right. I like that. Okay. Sister Arah, same question. The elections we're going to do the voting in September. Our inauguration, everybody comes together in Houston in October. 2023 moving forward, you got 15 to 20 teams around the country, 15 to 20 different cities, going back to do this Black Gold Nation thing. And one person's going to say, I want to help Black people grow some food in my city, in my community. What's going to be your first set of marching orders for these individuals representing your department locally on the ground in their city? What are you going to have them do first off?
I need them to go learn their area. I need them to know what type of land is on the ground.
There you go.
I need to know what type of community area. I need them to go to their government to see what's available. Is that what programs are available? Is the Homesteading Act available? I need them to know everything and map out in their area that we can take control of. They need to go and set a plan to see what we can go and infiltrate and take control of.
That's right. And what's so beautiful about that is that there's a lot that we can take control of. This thing is wide open. We just don't know it because we don't know how things work. But I'm glad to hear you say that, because that's part of our strategy.
I hate to say, I said, listen, if I was a PK, we would own our town. Mm-hmm. If I was a drug dealer, we'd own our town. Black people have had the opportunity when they were selling these homes for $1. Mm-hmm. Right now in my town, they were selling these homes for $1. Now in the flip-flop, not the gentrification, the colonization. See, the gentrification allows us to come in. The colonization pushes us out, so we don't get redlined, so we can't come in at all. So now we're being flipped out. So it won't happen. Okay. We're working at that lot by lot, parcel by parcel. We back.
Amen. All right. So next question is for you, Arah. Why should someone vote for you?
Whoa, why should someone vote for me? I come with a lot of knowledge. I come with a lot of experience. I have 10 children. I know how to run a corporation. I do this every day.
Okay.
And I still got a smile on my face, but I'm committed. I'm loyal. I'm passionate. Okay. So whether I have a label on me or not, this is the work I'm still going to be doing with or without, because I'm so passionate about about us.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, because the right leader is going to do the work regardless.
I'm doing it every day.
And that's why it's so important that we find people who are already doing it, because you can show somebody else how to do it. Again, we don't have time to send somebody to school or to go get some OJT. We got to hit the ground running because we're already so behind. So far behind. That is a perfect answer, Arah. Thank you. I love that answer. Okay, Nina, why should someone vote for you?
So I would hope people would vote for me, because this is my purpose-driven life I walk in. I'm not in this to promote myself. I'm in this to promote my people. And if you check my history, I've done it my whole life. My mom was a Black Panther. She taught me how to be a revolutionary. She raised me to speak up and speak out. And the older I got, the more I did it, and so it's just something that's always been in my spirit to question, which did not sit right inside of me, and then go home and pray on it and, meditate on it. And when it was just not right in my heart, I questioned and fought it. When I was younger in school, they used to tell me I have so many report cards. Oh, she's opinionated. As an adult now, I know what that means when the system tells you you're opinionated, because you don't just fall in line with what they tell you, and you question them and make them give you an answer.
Right.
So I'm the type that I'm not trying to get rich or move forward until we all can get rich and move forward. And that is why I originally started my own organization, because I got tired for working with and for people who said that they were for us and about us. Like some of these organizations that have been around in this country for 50 plus years, and we still are suffering, even though, they're raising college funds nationally. And so I always speak up my truth. I don't back down from anyone, and I'm here to make sure my people, my children, and your children's children are taught their truth, know their true selves, and can stand in their true light and shine bright.
Okay. Next question for you, Nina. I'm going to flip that question. Why should someone not vote for you?
Someone should not vote for me if they're not about if you're not looking for communal upliftment and empowerment, then don't vote for me. I don't know what other reason to say not to vote for me. But if you're not serious about truly calling out this system and changing, because I am so tired of working with people who said they're about change, but then when it's really time to challenge and go forth, they're nowhere to be found.
Right.
So, if you're not about action, then don't vote for me. That's what I should say.
All right. Amen.
Yeah.
Arah, question for you. Why should someone not vote for you? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Someone should not vote for me if they're not serious.
Okay.
If they're not serious and compassionate and intentional about this thing.
Intentional. All right. That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last question. Arah, you first. Based on everything we've discussed here tonight during this interview, if you could only give everybody one takeaway, people who are watching it live, who watch the recording, they could only get one takeaway from everything we've talked about tonight that they will have with them for the rest of their lives. What would that one takeaway be that you would want them to have with them for the rest of their lives?
What they would take away would be of me, or the program, or me running the program, or just
take away from what we've discussed here tonight.
The takeaway I would want them to take away is that I'm ready to work. I'm ready to move. The time is now. The time, matter of fact, the time was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But we have to move.
Yeah.
We are behind. We're running late. We missed the bus. We got to jump on and hang on the back. Let's move. Let's move now.
Okay. Amen. All right, Sister Nina, question for you. You could only give everybody one takeaway from the things we discussed here tonight that they will have with them for the rest of their lives. What would that one takeaway be?
We are truly at war in this country, and it is time for you to put on your armor and get serious with saving us and our whole being as a people in this country. Okay.
All right. So on that note, we're going to close out the interview. I want to share with everybody. I'm waiting for my computer to catch up to me. I want to share with everybody our flyer and emphasize what we're doing and why we're doing it. We have to keep in mind, like we've said repeatedly on this call, no one is coming to save us. Nobody. The Black community exists for other people to prey upon and get rich. And that is what they do. We have to remember that we were brought here to be property. We were brought here to work. And there are a lot of people that want us to go back to that status of living. But of course, we don't want that. We have to understand that if we want what we deserve, we got to go get it. And to go get it, we have to know how to get it. Like Sister Arah said repeatedly, we got to know what we're doing. We got to go get the knowledge and the information. Like Sister Nina said, we got to get the proper education. We got to find Black people who are already doing the work like these sisters are, because we don't have time to go to college and to go get some on-the-job training. We got to hit the ground running because we're already behind. And the beauty of it is that the people we need are already out there, already doing the work. The problem is they're doing it for other people. And they would love to do it for Black people if there was a place by which they can do that work for Black people. And that is what the Black Gold Nation is. We want to create an environment by which we control what happens in that space so we can bring our people back so they can be safe and they can teach us what we need to learn. We got to have mega church size community centers that are focused on building heaven on earth. We got to learn how to be a people. We got to learn how to heal ourselves from 400 plus years of trauma that's still happening. We got to learn how to grow food. We got to learn how to run corporations. We got to learn how to eat right. We got to learn how to be connected to a higher power and one another. We got to learn how to do business in other countries. Nobody's going to teach us that. Why? Because nobody cares. No one cares about Black people. If Black people are going to make it, we're going to make it because Black people help us make it. All we have is one another. But amen, that's more than enough. If anybody can get through this, Black people can, because we've already been tested. We've already been through the fire and we came out. We didn't come out of it whole. We didn't come out of it 100% intact, but we came out, and we need to wear that like a badge of honor, because a lot of melanated groups that came into contact with Europeans did not come out of their European fire, wiped out. When Europeans got to the shores of North America, there were over 500 Native American nations, 500, literally. You'd be hard pressed to find a healthy two. Wiped out. So we're here. We're broke, but we're here. We're not 100% intact, but we're here. There are only two things that can stop Black people: a higher power, which is proven it is not against us, otherwise we wouldn't have made it this far, and Black people. The only thing that can stop Black people is Black people. So if we decide not to be stopped, guess what? We won't be stopped. And we will build something that we can not only be proud of, but something that we can hand down to our children, our children's children, and every generation of Black child to follow. Because as quiet as it's kept, we used to run the world for thousands of years before these people emerged from the Caucasus Mountains and the caves. We just got to get back to it and remember who we are and what we are. So on that note, I thank you, sisters, very, very, very much for taking time out of your evening, your afternoon to be a part of this interview. And I really, 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 I'm hoping and praying that this is the beginning of a lifelong relationship, because all we have is one another. Ain't nobody coming. So I tell everybody to remember two things. Always remember that no one can do everything, but if everyone does something, everything will get done. And lastly, always, always, always remember that nothing is more sacred than the liberation, the salvation, the empowerment, and the freedom of Black people. Because if Black people don't make it, guess what? You're not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Our kids aren't gonna make it, and our parents and loved ones aren't going to make it. Why? Because they're connected to the Black group. So we got to put the group first. We got to put the tribe first. We got to put the nation first and build a nation for our people that will protect us and give us what we need to have. And that's the only way we're going to get it, because nobody's coming to save us. So on that note, again, thank you, sisters, very much. God bless. I will be in touch. Let's build, because we have to. Y'all have a good one. God bless. Thanks again. Bye-bye.